Well, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're excited to share information with you guys about Natiivo Austin. So it's, as you know, the first purposely built and licensed Airbnb-friendly building in Austin, Texas. I'm also very excited to introduce to you guys Harvey Hernandez, who I've been chatting with a little bit here in the beginning. He is the founder and creator of Natiivo. He's going to actually hop in here after I give you all a little update on the building and talk about the brand itself and help answer some questions that you guys might have. But before I go into his introduction, I want to give you guys just a quick update on Natiivo Austin. As mentioned a minute ago, the team has been hosting virtual tours and online presentations, which have proven to be very helpful for our prospective buyers as well as our realtor community. We are currently 45% sold. We're still writing contracts, and we still are receiving, a lot of interest in the building. So if anyone on this call today has not had a presentation and would like an online tour, feel free to email us at sales@natiivoaustin.com and we'll get you guys set up right away. But with the shelter at home being lifted this Thursday, we are super excited to ease back into our sales appointments in our showroom. I was actually in there yesterday and I missed it so much. It's such a beautiful space and the, vibrant downtown Austin, and I'm just excited to get back in there. So of course we'll be equipped with hand sanitizer and masks and booties and everything that people might need to make themselves feel comfortable, because we want everyone to feel as comfortable as possible. But I'm just excited to be a part of Texas and starting to reopen in phases, because I think that they're opening smart and it's going to be successful for us. So with that, construction, I don't know if you guys have been to the website and looked at our construction update on the website, but you can actually see some progress in the photos. But just recently, I got an update from the team that we hit a pretty big milestone today and this month, actually, by finishing the structural garage. And we've already poured the 10th floor and the amenity deck. So that structure will complete as of this week, moving into next week. So with construction progressing and writing sales and contracts, we're pretty excited about the future of Natiivo Austin. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys Harvey Hernandez. He's going to go ahead and give you guys an update on the Natiivo brand. And if you guys have questions throughout this process, feel free to go to the little chat button at the bottom. I've got it open on my screen, so you do not have to wait till the end. You can write your questions in here. I'm going to do a really good job at copying these questions over and trying not to interrupt you too much, Harvey, but I'm going to throw some questions at you as we go. But without further ado, Harvey, it's all yours.
Great. Thank you, Denise. So thank you, everyone. It's really, really great to have this opportunity to connect with all of you and tell you a little bit about our brand and our purpose and what we envisioned when we created the brand and where we think the brand will be able to take it in the future. I hope that everybody's safe. I hope everybody's well. I'm making the best of this unusual situation, and it seems like we're seeing a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and something that we should all feel very, very, very happy about. And I think our federal government as well as local government, both in Texas and here in Florida, where I'm located, have done an incredible job managing throughout this crazy last few weeks. And yeah, so we should all feel very good about that. So let's talk about Natiivo. We wanted to create something very, very special. The idea about Natiivo came up about 2 years ago, and we were in deep conversations with Airbnb, our partner in that creation of the brand. And the truth of the matter is that they share the same issues that we were seeing in the marketplace, which is no the lack of a brand for short-term rentals, a lack of a very much a upscale product that were pro-hosted, a sort of like purposely designed, built, and licensed for short-term rental, for flexible living, for um, 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 provide the opportunity to everyone out there to have to buy an asset and be able to monetize it, use it, be able to enjoy it however they want it. Because the truth of the matter is, 2 years ago and still is today, and it will be in the future, is our belief that the times of buying an asset that you're not able to monetize, we think they are over. I think providing complete flexibility every time that you make a purchase is the way of the future. So with that, um, we started playing with some ideas, and we're saying we talking about us on the development side of things and the branding side of things, as well as Airbnb. And we felt that if we wanted to do this, we wanted to do it really well. We wanted to do it in a way that it was very much in tune with what we felt were the key values of that everybody that will stay and enjoy the short-term rentals sort of lifestyle wanted to have. Like, for example, everybody that wants to that travels using Airbnb, VRBO, HomeAway, or any of these platforms, a key a component or a key sort of piece of the lifestyle that they enjoyed is that they get to feel like a local from the moment they land, right? From the moment that they interact with their host. And that's why we named our brand Natiivo. Natiivo means being native, and Natiivos are a celebration, a representation of where they are located. So that's super important. That's why you see Natiivo Aston being very, very Aston, and we feel that it will be hopefully the best part of Aston represented in our building. And as well as if you go to our Natiivo Miami, it's very much Miami, and that's the case on future Natiivos that we have in the pipeline. So that was a key component of the brand, and still is, and will be in the future. In addition to that, it was important to us that all our Natiivos were 100% licensed to do this, right? What does that mean? We know that in some areas of the city, of the country, as well as other cities in the world, short-term rentals may operate, but not necessarily be 100% above board or 100% kosher. And we wanted to create something that it was 100% above board and licensed, so that regulation will never affect our brand or product or our buyers. And that's what Natiivo Aston is, and that's what Natiivo Miami is, and Natiivos in the future. All our Natiivos carry a hotel license, and because of that, they are 100% allowable as a short-term rental product, as well as depending on the city, the buyer can use it as a primary residence or only secondary residence. What else we wanted to create? Great technology. And in Natiivo, we have developed a piece of technology that nobody else has in the marketplace. What is it that that technology does? It provides 100% of transparency and visualization of what's happening when our owners provide their residents to us to manage it on their behalf. What does that mean? So until today, there isn't a piece of technology that any other management service has that provides real-time data as to the performance of the property that they manage on behalf of the owners. And that's what we have created. For the first time, you'll be able to, with your phone or your iPad or your laptop, logging into the Natiivo management app and know exactly what's happening with your property. Know exactly how many nights you have booked in the future and how many nights you have booked in the past. Play with your calendar so that if you decide to use your apartment, you can block your calendar for bookings and go ahead and stay in your property, or communicate with your master host, or ask any question you might have. So that's really, really exciting, and it's a key component of what we do at Natiivo Management.
So Harvey, could you answer a question first real quick? What exactly is a master host?
A master host is a team of people, and they are your connection to the hosting of your property and the hosting team in the property. So a master host is that person that is located in the building that is welcoming and hosting guests and helping host or the owners to be better hosts and answer any questions that they might have. In addition to that, master host, it acts as a concierge, but by concierge in a very localized way, right? Is the one that it makes sure that our guest feels like an insider in Aston, or in Miami, or in Los Angeles, or in New Orleans. So that's one of the functions. In addition to that, the master host team is there to answer any questions and try to solve any issues that our guests or our owners could have.
Awesome. So similar to a concierge, however, it's specific to the Natiivo management side.
Yep, and to the Natiivo brand.
Got it. Very nice.
Correct. Yeah. So, so what else was important to us on the brand? We wanted to provide a product that was also 100% furnished. We feel that dealing with furniture is a thing of the past. And we feel that everybody appreciates great design. Everybody appreciates great quality of furnishing and accessories and so forth. And not everybody has the time, or not everybody wants to invest on that particular piece of the acquisition of the property. So we said, okay, we're gonna solve it 100%, and all our Natiivos are delivered 100% finished, 100% furnished, and equipped. Equipped from mattresses to silverware, glassware, and so forth. So that's really, 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 really great. So I also would like to talk a little bit about why did we decide to start our brand in two great cities like Aston and Miami. Very, very, very simple. So Miami is um, um, market number 3 in the US for short-term rentals, and Aston is market number 4 in the US for short-term rentals. The level of activity and the level of demand in that particular market of Aston is really unbelievable, and it's gonna get better. And why is it gonna get better? Because more conventions are coming to Aston than any other market in the US. Two, regulation is going to get even more stringent and more difficult in Austin. And we believe that it's going to eliminate a lot of this short-term rental in the marketplace that is not licensed like us. So the more regulation is in place, the better our Natiivo management product and Natiivo brand will do. So we're very, very excited about that. And it's sort of the perfect place to have that mark. We could have started in New York, could have started in San Francisco, and guess what? We chosen Austin and Miami. Of course, we're looking at property in New York and also in San Francisco, but those will be properties that we'll develop and manage in the future. What else is special about the brand? Finishes, like I said, great technology, great amenities. And Natiivo Austin, for example, I think it has a set of amenities and services that no other property in that price point, consider that it is 100% finished and furnished, can deliver. So we making sure that our first Natiivos are better than what we anticipate and better than what our buyers anticipate. That's really, really important to us. Do you have any questions? Do we have any questions from anyone?
Yeah, I'm looking at, looks like they might be going to JP instead of me, but I do have one here that was emailed to me, so I'll start with that just to make sure that the chat gets situated here. But I did have one ask me if you could give us your thoughts on the full management agreement where Natiivo gets 25% to manage your revenue, guest interactions, bookings, housekeeping, restocking, taxes, etc. So love to hear your thoughts of the advantages of this full management model.
Yeah. So we had developed a product called Natiivo Management that comes with a great piece of technology, like I mentioned before, and is a management program that is 100% optional. Our buyers and owners do not have to use our management program if they can use any other management program in the city of Austin or wherever our Natiivos are located. And that was really, really important to us because we're selling flexibility, right? We're selling a product that provides buyers complete optionality to do whatever they want. Why do we believe Natiivo Management is going to be great? Because we will have staff in place, we'll be able to provide a much better hosted experience than anybody else because we'll have the critical mass and the presence in the building. So I think that's going to be great. Our fee is only 25%, which is about half of what any other hospitality brands charge in the marketplace, and we price it that way so that it provides a tremendous amount of value for everyone that is part of the Natiivo family. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Someone did just ask if all the units are sold. And no, I went over that in the beginning. I'm sorry if you missed it. We are at 45% right now and still writing contracts. We wrote a couple contracts last week, so we are still getting calls and interest in the building. Let's see here. Hey, Denise, are there any target rental prices specific? Are there any target rental price, especially in Miami? I don't know if I understand that question. If you want to revise that question for me, I will re-ask it for you. There was another one. Are there any other Natiivo cities planned beyond Miami and Austin?
Yes. So we, as you can imagine, looking at different cities in the U.S., from Los Angeles to New Orleans, San Francisco, New York, another property in South Florida as well. South Florida is a big short-term rental market. We're also looking at a couple other things in Nashville and Chicago and a few other cities in the US and Canada. We have had tremendous amount of inquiries for the brand from other countries, but we decided in the next couple of years our expansion will take place here in the US and maybe Canada.
Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
How do rental profit distributions work?
On a monthly basis. It's basically done by our management team. It's all, like I said, real time, 100% real time data that will be distributed on a monthly basis and direct deposit to our owners.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did we talk a little bit about completion dates and the fact that we are on schedule?
No, we did a little bit in the beginning. It looks like we got a lot of people that hopped on afterwards. So I'll go ahead and close with some construction here and update you guys again for those of you that missed the beginning of the call. But I do have two other questions. One that I'm going to answer specifically. It says, are the units considered commercial property for financing? And the answer is no. We are built and designed as a hotel. So it is licensed as a hotel. However, it is a condominium tower. So you'll have your condo HOA fees, your docs and whatnot. But when it comes to financing the property, it's going to be called a non-warrantable loan. And most of our realtors here in Austin know what a non-warrantable is. If you're attached to a hotel, you're non-warrantable. There's a couple other nuances that go along with being a non-warrantable building. So you would fall within that financing status. We have 4 preferred lenders that are on our website that are working with us for financing for the building. They're all highly reputable in the Austin market. They're local. And I personally have been working with them for 10 plus years. And a lot of them live in the downtown market and focus on condos and know exactly how to finance units such as Natiivos.
Yeah, so I have gotten a couple of questions privately sent to me. Maybe I can read them. And so one of them is, given the severe impact of the virus, how had an Airbnb and a corporate level, in addition to Airbnb host, how do you think this new normal will impact the Natiivo concept going forward? That's a great question. So I think if anything, we should do better than any other private, individually hosted type of product out there. And we know that home sharing and short-term rentals are here to stay because hospitality in general is not going to disappear, right? Number one. Number two, we also know that short-term rentals provide a much better value than traditional hospitality hotel product. So imagine this: if we are able to provide a much better hospitality experience, being that we have management in place, we are a product that is pro-hosted, meaning our cleaning standards could be as good or better than any hotel out there, and our customer service and experience and amenities could be as good or better than any hotel, but at a better value, I think we'll do better than everybody else. So when you compare to hotels, I think we'll do better. When you compare to individual Airbnb hosts, we also will do better because of all the things that I mentioned before, like being pro-hosted management, better cleaning standards, better brand standards, and so forth. So thank you for that question. I think that's a great one. The other one had to do, the other one has to do with how do we compare to traditional condo hotel properties. I think that's great too. So we're not a condo hotel, right? We are a hospitality concept. Why we not even compare to a condo hotel? Let me tell you why. Couple of reasons. First of all, completely flexible. So the owners can home share or monetize their unit however they want, whenever they want, or use it whenever they want. No blackout dates, no restrictions. Mm-hmm. 2, complete real-time visualization as to what's happening. That's not what happens in the condo hotel market. 3, the fact that if we manage the product, we only take 25%. A condo hotel product or condo hotel manager usually takes 50 to 60%. So that's some of the differences. In addition to that, our product is not a hotel room; it's a small home, and that's a big difference.
Awesome. Thank you. I have another question for you here. Do you see competitors replicating the strategy of zoning as hotel and gaining same flexibility for STEs?
Maybe. I think good ideas are typically copied, and you might see other developers doing something a little bit different. I think the edge with us is that we have built a brand with multiple locations, and one of the things that we are going to offer to the Natiivo owners is the fact that, for example, if you're a Natiivo owner in Austin, Texas, you'll be able to visit and enjoy the amenities of other Natiivos, like in Miami, New Orleans, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, and so forth, and even staying at our Natiivos, enjoying a number of perks, including discounts and so forth. So we think that's really great, and because of that, we should be able to have an edge over other competitors.
Awesome. Another question for you. Does the developer have any revenue projections per unit, let's say a 1-bedroom?
Yeah, we get that question a lot, and unfortunately we cannot answer because we are not licensed to be able to answer that question, because at the end of the day, we're selling a piece of real estate. But we know that there is enough data in the marketplace that we can provide, and someone can find that it will give them great comfort as to what the income could be.
Okay. Do you have any idea on what a price per night would be, assuming it's not in a major holiday week?
Same thing. I don't know specifically, but it will be comparable to a hotel. And the reason why it's comparable to a hotel is because at the end of the day, if you're coming to Austin for 3, 4, 5 days, you're probably better off staying in a 1-bedroom or even a big studio like what we have, because it will be a lot more comfortable for you to stay. than a very tiny hotel room anywhere else in the city.
Right, because it's, it's aside from even the studio is going to feel a little bit closer to a hotel, but everything else has got, your full bedroom suite, full kitchen. It's a nice open stay. It's just,
And imagine this. So one of the services that we're gonna offer are pre-arrival services, which they don't even exist in hotels, right? The fact that I'm able to communicate with my master host once I booked and be able to have in my fridge the drinks that I want, maybe the zero that I want, or maybe the pastry that I want, or maybe whatever uh, um, supply that I would like to have prior to my arrival, it makes my stay a lot more comfortable and a lot more pleasant. So those are some of the things that we're thinking about offering.
awesome. This question says, do you use Airbnb pricing platform or do you have your own? Can people rent outside of the Airbnb website? And if so, do we earn additional revenue?
Yeah, so the beauty with Natiivo is that it's 100% open. Our owners and us and Natiivo management can use any platform out there that we feel that it will be better for our owners and our guests. So completely flexible. Today we know, for example, that Airbnb is a relevant name in the marketplace. Who knows? Maybe in 3 years, somebody else. So we had the flexibility to pivot and take advantage of whoever is the better booking platform at that particular time.
Awesome. How are the units going to be marketed for rental against other units in the building?
So the beauty in Aston is that we at the end of the day have only 249 units, and the market is so large that I think we should be running at a very high occupancy, given the size and given the fact that we are the only licensed product in town. As to how they're going to be marketed is, by unit type, just like a hotel, and by floor and by views. So depending on that, there will be priced accordingly.
Got it. I have a question directed to me for sales. How has the virus affected sales? And honestly, it really hasn't affected us too much, other than the fact that we can't be in the showroom. We've been doing virtual presentations, as I mentioned early on. We had a couple contracts, not last week, but the week before. Two of our highest priced 2 bedrooms went under contract. So we are still seeing progression. We're still seeing movement. We've got hot prospects every week, and calls are coming in and leads are coming in daily. So we're still seeing a lot of activity. I think the benefit for us is that we're new construction and we're not delivering until Q3 of next year. So we've still got time on our hands, which is really great. But sales are definitely progressing forward.
Yeah, we've seen the same thing also in Miami.
Yeah. Let's see here. I thought I had another one. Do owners require special insurance given the hospitality nature of these units?
So insurance is required, but if they enroll the unit into Natiivo management, that will be included.
Yeah, and I think from a condo perspective, you definitely want to get condo insurance and content insurance. So it'll be similar to if you owned a condo, you would just do sheetrock to sheetrock and then make sure that you're insuring your contents in the property, including all the furnishings that are included in the sale. Second to that question, how many units will management maintain ownership of?
About 50 units. Yeah, and then that's so important to us because it provides Natiivo with a base inventory that we'll always have available for guests that want to stay with us. Because at the end of the day, the balance inventory beyond that is optional, right? So we have no control as to how many of those will always be available for us to manage or for us to offer to other guests that want to stay in our building.
Got it. Let's see here. I don't see, I'll let you guys go ahead and add in some more questions, but I did have a few questions about construction, and I'm going to go ahead and touch on that again. I apologize for repeating, but there was a lot of people that jumped on towards the end, but I did receive an update that we've hit some pretty big milestones this month by finishing the structural garage. We've also already poured the 10th floor, and the amenity deck structure will be complete this following week. So construction is progressing very well. How much are HOA fees in Austin and Miami, and are utilities separately metered and paid? So I can only speak to Austin. I can't speak to Miami, but our HOA fees are estimated. I'm going back to my reservation days. They're 65 cents a square foot. And that also covers phone, cable, and internet, and of course the maintenance of all the amenities, concierge service, valet service in the building. And you can also see that information. There's a download on the website, or I'm happy to send any of that over to you for yourself or your clients. As far as the utilities, like I said, phone, cable, and internet are included in the HOA fees. And yes, they'll be sub-metered throughout the building. Do you want to comment on Miami?
Yeah, so Miami is about 90 cents a foot, more expensive than Austin, given the fact that our insurance is more expensive, given the fact that we're subject to hurricanes once in a while in this town. In addition to that, includes the same set of services, cable, internet, as well as trash collection and water. The only thing that is separate meter is electrical.
Got it. I had a construction question, but yeah, I mean, in regards to completion of construction, it will be Q3 of 2021, so end of next year. And as far as units being ready before construction, no, that's not the case. You have to get your CO before you can move people into the units.
Yeah.
Hi, Denise.
And also keep in mind that all the units are 100% furnished.
Right.
So what is great about that is that you're not going to see a lot of people moving in furniture when you get delivered your unit, right? You'll be just people bringing their whatever their carry-ons and their clothes, and that's it. Also, we should mention that every unit in all our Natiivo inventory includes an owner's closet, which is a great thing to have, given the fact that you can stick all your valuables in there, lock it, and just home chair and monetize your unit whenever you want.
Great question here on parking. Can you please elaborate on how parking will work? Extra charge, multiple cars, etc. So it is a valet building. So it is 24-hour valet service. It's not a self-parking building. So as an owner, you would have access to one spot in the garage with a specific, I think post-closing operations are going to give you some sort of tag to notate that it is your vehicle. As far as guests or anyone staying in the property, they would be responsible for the valet charges. And again, I don't know that charge. That's going to be a post-closing operation expense, not something affiliated with the cells.
Yeah, at the end of the day, will be something comparable to what hotels charge.
Payment plans and financing with lenders. I did touch a little bit on that earlier. It's a non-warrantable building. We do have 4 preferred lenders on the development. You can find their information in our downloads on the website. They are all reputable lenders here locally in Austin. and can assist you with financial questions. Let's see here. How does maintenance of the unit work? Well, I'll say from the ownership side, it's your unit, you own it, so you would be responsible for maintaining it. Now, from the guest perspective of it, if you are working with, your own management company, I think you're going to have to work that out with your own management company. But I'll let Harvey kind of speak to how Natiivo management would handle that if they have it in their portfolio.
Yeah, so Natiivo management handles everything from maintenance to cleaning to welcoming guests, owners, and etc. So we'll take care of the whole thing.
Got it. Back to parking. Harvey, do parking spaces generate any type of revenue?
Oh, so whatever revenue the parking generates really covers and offset expenses in the building. So that's the way it's set up.
And who owns the parking garage?
The building and the owners.
Let's see here. I love this question. Will there be any more parties coming up? Yes, absolutely. When we get out of this, we will have more parties, I promise. We had several planned, and we were having our first buyers event, and unfortunately, we all got sent home. So they will be coming to you again, I promise. Absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, likewise. I can't wait to see everybody again, and cheers you with some champagne.
And also, if there are more questions or any buyer out there or anyone that wants to have a one-on-one with me or anybody on our hospitality side, happy to. Okay, just coordinate through Denise, and or she can provide you with my email directly. I'm happy to jump on a call, video call, and answer any question you might have.
Yeah, that's a really great point. We have been referring people over to Nick. He is on their hospitality team, and he's done such a wonderful job at helping our prospective buyers and our buyers understand the Natiivo management program a little bit more and answer their questions. So if you guys have questions specific to that, you can shoot it over to myself or the sales team, and we'll get you connected where you need to be connected. And I appreciate everybody being on here. And if there's more questions that you guys have, feel free to send me, you can send it to sales@natiivoaustin.com. Any questions that you guys may not have had answered on here, and I'll make sure, and I have a list of everyone that was registered. We'll send out a thank you for being a part of this, and happy to answer any questions that you guys still have. Looks like I've got one more that just came in. Are furnishings inspected, and will they be replaced if needed? If so, who pays for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So all the furniture is commercial grade, just like you will expect in a product like this. The product, is something breaks, it will be charged to whoever broke the piece. Whether it's a guest or somebody that was staying in that particular unit. And usually there is something that we call a fund, an FF&E fund, that is associated with every unit. Usually you collect on every stay about 2 to 3%, so that when something breaks, you use funds from that fund to replace or repair whatever got damaged inside the unit. So that's the way it works. It's all very transparent and accounted for, and it happens, right? And not only that, every 7 to 9 years, you have to replace items due to wear and tear anyway. So that's when those funds that you have accumulated throughout the years of operation come handy, because you use them to basically pay for whatever updates have to be done in the unit. But those are great questions.
Since we're on furniture, I'll ask this next one here. Will we have options on furniture like colors or something like that? Or is it one size fits all?
So the way that we have developed the furniture program is that there is a very much a uniformed style throughout the building. For example, the studios look um, pretty much all the same. The one bedrooms look pretty much all the same, slightly different than the studios and so forth. But it's very important that it's sort of the same style so that when we are replacing furniture, we are not having to carry 10,000 different styles throughout the building.
Yeah, and also I've had this question a couple of times. If they don't go with Natiivo management, can they replace their furniture and put their own items in there? And the answer is absolutely yes. In being part of the Natiivo management program, they want consistency across the board. That way, it just, it's a little bit more seamless for them as they're managing multiple units.
Yeah. I have a quick question that came to me. So Natiivo Miami is doing great, about 55% sold, finalizing our permits as we speak. We should be underground, starting construction the end of this summer. So yeah, it's great. It's substantially bigger than Austin, and that's why it's taking a little longer. But it's going to be a great property. And what I like about it is that I think the owners and of Natiivo Austin will love the amenities of Natiivo Miami, and they'll be able to use them. So as being part of the Natiivo family, so be on the lookout for that. And if you want to know a little bit more about that, just contact Denise because she has the scoop.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. And I'll, this last question, I got another one in here. The last question said, what happens if you do not sell all the units in the building, and who owns those units? Well, I fully anticipate in selling all the units in the building. I have no concerns about that.
You will.
But as in any sell, the seller owns it until it's sold. But we will 100% sell out, and I have no concerns about that.
Yeah, so whatever is not sold belongs to the development team. We're part of the development team, but eventually will be sold. And there is another question that came up. The Natiivo app will be released the first version in the next few weeks for a demo. So be on the lookout for that.
Got it. And then Harvey, for you, can the entire building be sold, or does it require a percentage of owner approval?
Yeah, so I don't understand the question. Are we talking about once it's built?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what they mean. I'll let you.
I think once it's built, whoever wants to buy it has to have a deal with all the individual owners. That's kind of the way it works.
Got it.
In order to be able to terminate the condo association.
And I just got a question about price reductions, and no, we have not done any price reductions.
I think we're already at a discount.
Yeah.
To market.
I mean, our pricing is well within the market for the downtown market, but if you add on the furniture on top of it, and then the ability to do short-term rental, I don't think there's a comparison at this point. So.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. Thank you so much, Harvey, for coming on and talking about the brand and answering some of the questions for our buyers and buyers. We are, like I said, from the sales team, we're super excited about our next phase, and be on the lookout for some office hours. We're going to ease our way back into the showroom next week since our sheltered home is going to be lifted, and real estate is an essential business, and we are going to keep everybody safe and as comfortable as possible. But if you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to shoot them over to myself or to the sales team, and we'll make sure and take care of you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for organizing this. This is great. I love connecting to our buyers and the community, and any questions that they want to ask me directly, please coordinate they can send it to sales@natiivoaustin.com, and Denise get them to me. But thank you. I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody's healthy, and getting ready to be back in to normal life soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Harvey. We appreciate your time and
Thank
everybody
you.
joining us today. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks.